Welcome back. We are going to continue our series of why learn about IT inventory. So if you're new to this video, make sure you watch this video first, then watch Spiceworks. It's a different software, and today we will talk about PDQ. Now, why PDQ? Same reason, because Spiceworks is known to IT professionals. So that's why we have to touch on that. Now today we're touching on PDQ because it is also another software that a lot of IT professionals are using it, and you will see something in the description: patch management system with software similar to PDQ, or deployment to PDQ, inventory to PDQ. They will have all these terms. Even if they don't have it and you talk about PDQ, most likely the person who is taking an interview, or whoever that is, an IT professional, most likely that person will know about it, and will have some respect for you, because they know that you now know more than just theory, more than just certification type of learning, some real world stuff. So this is why we need to jump into the PDQ site, which is pdq.com. Now, again, I do not get paid by these sites or these vendors or companies. This is just the reality. These are good softwares. These are good systems out there. So that's why we want to share it, because if certification is not doing it, then we're doing it, because that's what you're going to be doing at work. These are the type of softwares you're going to be using. So first of all, we're going to be talking about PDQ inventory. They do have other things, but let's focus on PDQ inventory. So I'm clicking on PDQ inventory and just kind of quickly go over it. And they have a very good YouTube channel. Again, if you want to learn something in very detail about PDQ inventory, then definitely check out their channel, because they have a lot of videos just like this one. Right side, this is a video talking about intelligent data tracking, utilities, reports, integration with PDQ. So Spiceworks also integrate with PDQ, which is really cool. I have used it so many times. So they're working on it on probably weekly basis. So you definitely want to check out their YouTube channel to see everything in detail. But if you come down, you can see the features. Even the free features is more than enough for an IT professional. Just like normal stuff, if you're doing some learning about if the machine is on, off, what type of operating system, want to get some basic things done, services type of stuff, you can do that. So you can see the enterprise is definitely something for companies, and it does give you so many different things. Then of course, that's why people love it, because you can do a lot of things with free, and then you can do even more with the enterprise. So okay, now that was just a beginning, and you can come here, you can read all that, but I'm more interested in our lab. So let's jump into our lab, which is this one, and this is a part of your course. So let's go ahead and log. So this is our lab, and let's go ahead and open our virtual machine. This is our domain controller. We are going to be working on this server. We named it Spiceworks, but that's fine. We can put a PDQ in there too, just like the other one. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Let's go to the console and make sure we have internet connection. Yes, we do have a good connection, and everything is good. And let's go ahead and log in. So now you already know where to go and learn about PDQ, but we are going to go ahead and start downloading PDQ and PDQ inventory. Go to google.com, PDQ inventory. And now we are going to go to this page, the first one, and we are going to accept the agreement. I'm going to close this chat thing, and I'm going to go all the way down, and I'm going to click on download. So here's the form. What I would suggest that when you're using PDQ for this email, I would suggest you pick both of these, because later after this session you're going to need the PDQ Deploy for free too. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to put my information. You will put your own email to get this link. So So after that, you will see these two links. You can directly download it without even going to the email. But if you provided the right email, you should also get in the email. So I'm going to go ahead and open that file now. And you can see I downloaded it twice. I'm going to go ahead and unzip it now. So let's go ahead and unzip it and extract the files. And we did that. And there you go. This is our PDQ inventory. We are going to double click on it. And we're going to run it. So next, we're going to say next, accept the agreement, and click next. That's fine with us. Next, and install. Now after this installation, it is going to ask us about the domain admin account again. Remember, this is why we needed that domain controller, because we want to learn everything just like real world. So this will also ask you about that account information. So there you go. You can click next here. And it will say that you want to use license or free mode. We're going to use free mode. We're going to say next. And here you go. It automatically picks your domain. And now we just need to put the admin password for the help desk. And click finish. So if everything is good, you shouldn't get any error, and you will see this logo, and that means everything is good to go. And you will see that application just opening up. Now, this is everything. Basically, everything is like ready for you in PDQ right now. And right when it gets installed, it will start scanning the same machine, and that's like where you can learn from that same machine. And the cool thing about this is that if you see that Spiceworks may be doing a kind of like a network scan, and here you can do a pretty solid scan on a machine right there. Like if let's say you don't want it to be a network scan, you may have to wait for Spiceworks to go out and do the scan. You can also pick a direct scan in Spiceworks, but this is more, I would say this is kind of a little bit more solid when you're doing a direct scan and try to find out things like what is the OS and the version of that, the release of that, what is the uptime. I feel like this is in my experience, I feel like this is more a much more quicker way of finding out about inventory or finding about details about a system. So if you right click on it, you can see now if I click on the view details, it's going to give me more details right from this page. So there you go. So you see how detailed you get, like IP addresses, MAC addresses, the time zone, the system that it's using, the full domain controller environment, the Active Directory environment, operating system, scanning. All of that is available right here. Anything that you see the lock, it needs an enterprise, but you can see how much information, even with this free version, you can get so much. You can click on the processes, and then it will show you the processes, and you can kill processes right from here also. So other things you can see like share, Windows features, different type of disk drivers, display, environment, hardware, all that you can see that. Now in the beginning it may take a little time, but once it gets started, no issue. Then I can come here, right click on it, I can save that, or I can kill the process. So this is kind of like you can really get into it. If you want to know about applications, you can come here and you will see the applications right from here. Some of the features like uninstall is not available here, which actually is available in a Spiceworks. So like I said, if you're using this like a free version or even if an enterprise version, we use both together because they both kind of like will help you in different areas. And the more you work on these products, the more customized and some of the tricks you'll find to how to do things quicker. Okay, so now let's do another example by adding another computer to this application. So we're going to click on add. And you can see right now you can do it by name or Active Directory. We're going to pick Active Directory. It's much easier. And right now we're going to pick another machine. Let's call it the DC, the domain controller one. And when this check mark comes in like this means it can see that computer on this network. If you don't see this check mark, then there's some issue going on. Like I said, then you have to troubleshoot and fix the issues with firewall or some other issues that you may be having. And definitely go to their site to find that out. And you can see right now, as soon as I clicked on DC, the computer status, it is looking for it right now. Yes, you see that computer is on right now. It is doing a detailed scanning. It did this the small, like, very quick scan, which it gives you very small information. But right now it's going out there and it says, okay, it's a part of Active Directory, and it's getting Windows features, everything done, and it now gives you the version, the release, the update, the successful VMware, all that stuff is given right here. Now if I right click on this machine also, I can do other things like view details like I showed you guys, and I can click on scan again. Heartbeat is a really cool option for troubleshooting. One day there was an issue with the server, and in Spicework it would say that it's up. I will never get alert, or other systems too. It would say that machine is up. But when I came over here, this said no. But so when I went to the heartbeat, I did a heartbeat on it. It just went out there. So okay, it says no. I cannot see this on inventory systems. Why am I not seeing that? So basically, the computer, the SQL server was hung, and somehow the other systems were seeing it live, but this wasn't getting anything. So even inside that network was just hung, and that just for this system, it was, I don't know what kind of tool they're using, but in this system, it was telling me that it's not live. And yeah, when I did the RDP to it, I couldn't do anything. I just had to do a hard start on that machine. Of course, we have backups and everything. I just had no other option. But these are the small things that can make your life very easy when you know these things. I mean, these are the things that we have done it. So that's why I can share that with you, that you can use the heartbeat like this in your experience. This would be a nice place to come and say, okay, a lot of people are complaining about that computer. I don't see any alerts. Now I cannot RDP to it. Let me just do the heartbeat. Okay, I can't even see the heartbeat. Then this machine may be hung, or maybe one of the network cards is having an issue, something like that. Other troubleshooting you can do, again, you can come here and do the tools and all that stuff. You can do it from here. This is, again, everything is kind of like ready for you. And you can see some of these reports, these groups that they automatically comes with. It's just extremely helpful, because I have so many calls in my life that in my IT, working life, I would come here and I would get a call that, hey, you know what, how many 2008 computers do we have in the system? All I have to do is to just come here, or just go back to the Active Directory, scan everything, scan the whole system, and then I get the new updated, record automatically. It just comes right here in 2008, and I can just come here and say, okay, I want to pick these two. I can even hold the control key, and now I picked it. I can right click on it, and I can export that data. And now whatever I want to do with it, this could be just a simple call by a manager that I want to know how many 2008 computers do we have, so we can upgrade it to 2012. Or in your case, if you're a help desk, I want to know how many Windows 7 machines do we have, so we can upgrade it to Windows 10. You see, these are, a lot of people may think this is kind of like too much talking, but if I don't do this type of talk, then you're spending pretty good time of your life just to figure these things out. So this is why we do a lot of this type of talking. Consider this more of a technical talk and more of time-saving talk than just a lecture, because this will save you enormous amount of time when you're new to IT. So again, there's other things you can do in this, but that's an enterprise version. Of course, you got to pay for that, and I'm sure if the companies are using it, then you will have an ability to just go out there and ask them that, hey, can you guys get this, because it's a pretty good tool. So then they may give it a shot, just show them the free version, and that may impress them. If you want to come and see their what type of preferences they have, you can actually come here to preferences, and here you can set alerts, and you can also do the Active Directory integration from here. Create it if you have another one. Database, it uses its own database. You can do optimized database to make it faster if theirs is running slow. You can look into logging. What type of logging do you want? Debug will be for, like, let's say if you want to send it to a PDQ support, then you may want to do the debug. Mail server, if it's the enterprise version, you're gonna want to get alerts, then you will need to fill this up. Network, you have this right here for 300 seconds. You can even lower it, higher it. Again, it can be integrated with their other product, which is PDQ Deploy, and it's very useful because if you're doing, let's say, a group installation of 300 machines, and you want to do some kind of registry fix to all of these machines, you have tested it, all you have to do is to come here, and then you can even right click here and then go to tools and then click on PDQ Deploy, and then that will just open that other software of there and automatically pick this group and deploy that fix to those computers, and you could be saving many hours of your time. You can do a lot of bulk things over here. Another cool thing about this inventory system, and I have done this in my working career. One day I had to update the group policy, and if you guys know about group policy, which you will know about in this course, if you want to know, if you're too new to the group policy and you're like, what is he talking about, you're going to know about group policy management in this section. This is again our new course, so we're going to be covering this in group policy. Okay, and if you want to know more about that, that's going to be that. But let's get back to our video here. So I have done this in my past. Like, for example, if you want to run a group policy, you change something on domain controller and you want to get that change on, let's say, 500 machines, but you don't want to, let's say, restart all these machines, and this may just require a CMD and this one command. Let's say I want to do GP update /force, and that will force that policy on those other machines. This could be something very simple without the restart. So I can do this, and you see it's updating the policy. Now if I want to do this on 300 machines, I need to come up with a really good way of doing this. So an easy way would be, if you have a PDQ like type of system, even though I don't have PDQ deploy, I can still use inventory to push some commands to other computers, which is very powerful, and that's why I love this tool. If you right click on it, you see I hit control, so I picked two computers. I could have, if I had, let's say, 300, I could have done that 300 also, and I right click on it, I come to tools, and I come here and do run command and see what happens. So it picked all these two computers, and now what I want to do is GP update /force, and you see on both computers I'm running a command remotely. Now how cool is that? This is just amazing, because if you can do this type of stuff, you can run commands on other computers, and this will, if you're a sysadmin, of course you're gonna love this stuff. Even if you're a help desk, it makes your life very easy, because there are many commands a help desk can use to gain information. A lot of times, let's say you want to know about a computer IP address. I know you can do it many other ways, and I'm just giving you one simple example. I know this is very basic stuff, but you could do something like this, like one IP config command on multiple computers, and the output will come in basically like this, so you can see how cool it is. Like in one shot I can change the computer names and see how the IP addresses are changing. Now this is what I call really cool stuff. So here, if I come down, you see how it's capturing those commands too. How cool is that? I mean, you don't have to do this like later on. We all know I'm not good with commands. I will forget all these commands later on. But when I have something like this, I can have the history. I can just come and say, okay, I want to change this, and just run it again. Now, in the enterprise version, they have PowerShell too. So of course, that's a little bit more advanced side of Microsoft, and you can do so many different things with PowerShell, and you can do it from here. So this is the power of PDQ inventory. Now, of course, a lot of people say there's a lot of similarities between Spiceworks and PDQ inventory. And like I said, you have to use both together. So see, this is the stuff you can't really do on the Spiceworks side. But now I can do that with PDQ and Spiceworks both having in my systems. I can have a very good overview of my systems. I could 95% identify everything that's going around in my network. I can get to it. I can do something with it. And that makes my life extremely easy. And that's why I love my IT job. And I tell people like, hey, If you guys are learning this from the beginning, stuff like this, even if you don't have access and you're doing all this stuff in the lab, this just gives you more confidence. This breaks you away from that mentality of, I'm stuck, I cannot move on, my company won't let me do it. Then do that in the lab and keep learning on it. Gain that confidence and then go outside and tell people that, look, I can do all this stuff. I need a better job. I need to go up. Or if you're brand new, when you learn this stuff, you got more confidence to talk about it in your interview and land that job. Hopefully you like this video. This is our last session of inventory. At the end, all I'm going to say that go to these sites, go to their channels, learn more things in advance, and come back to your labs and apply those things that you have learned. And again, I'm telling people that don't just stick to one or two softwares that I'm teaching here. No, just know about this skill, inventory skill. So then you have this skill in your mind that you can go to Google and find about inventory systems. There are a lot of different type of systems, but these are kind of like the famous ones. But you can download anything, start playing around with it, and know about this, because in future they may be using something different. That wouldn't matter to you then, because you know how inventory systems work overall. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in the deployment section after this.